And what an honor and a privilege to have Neville D in studio. Good morning, Neville. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It
Yeah,
really,
it's
really
been a
has.
while.
But
Thanks for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
you're looking good,
Thank you,
healthy,
sir.
fit, strong, and all of the above.
Been running, been doing a whole lot of running.
Oh, that's
Did you do
awesome.
the two oceans?
I didn't, but I did do a 20K yesterday. I
Oh,
did,
wow.
yeah, my own two oceans. So,
Wow,
yeah,
well done,
the
bud.
ocean.
Yeah, on the
On
ocean,
the ocean,
actually. On the
Yes,
ocean,
exactly.
yeah.
What a perfect day was
It
yesterday.
was. It felt like December the 26th. Felt like Boxing Day.
True.
Ah.
It did.
Umbrellas, people out there was umbrellas, and people were enjoying the sun. Beautiful. It was really
And
awesome.
wind still, basically, hey?
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
it's about. That's what it's
Yeah.
about. If
Yeah.
you don't live in Cape Town and you've never experienced one of these magical autumn days, do yourself a favor and book like a 3-week holiday around this time of year, and you'll definitely have one or two
He said
of those.
3 weeks. Yeah.
I did.
Yeah,
3
because
weeks.
You don't know. You're not
You
sure.
never know.
know?
Exactly.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
when
yeah.
that other international band we hear,
Yeah.
that Saturday it was
Yes.
bucketing, cold,
Yeah.
windy, unpleasant, and then we're
Yeah.
heading into autumn and winter, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of those mysteries. We're not here to talk about the weather. We are here to talk about the brand new single
Yeah.
that's just launched. Neville, tell us about Groot JA.
Okay. So there's so many components and elements to this. So the song in itself, I mean, I wrote maybe 2 years ago, and just sat on the song. I told my wife, even in fact, we talking about it now. I said, remember when I told you when I wrote the song, and I played it to her the first time, because I would always play my songs to my wife for the first time, and
Brilliant.
then kind of her reaction would be, it's obviously big. It's a big part of whether I'm moving forward with this, or it's the equivalent of my wife telling me you're making the best coffee.
Yes. Okay.
So,
Good one.
and she said, and she was overwhelmed by the song, and she asked me what am I gonna do? How am I gonna do? What am I gonna do with the song? How? And I said to her, you know what? I feel the name of the song. It's all in the name. Groot JA. Everything about the song has got to be big. How? And when I say big, I'm not necessarily talking about big in the sense of what would you say? I'm not talking about big in, we're going to have a big concert, or
Okay.
it has to have big publicity, but big in the sense of the impact, that it has to make a big impact. It can't just be a song. For me, the question was, what is going to be next level about the song?
Mm.
And I tell you, obviously, what is next level about the song, for me at least, aside from the production, aside from everything else, is the next generation. Is having all these kids singing this song. That is the big,
That is big.
These kids at 6 years old, 5 years old,
Beautiful.
some of them 8 years old, they singing these words and declaring these words over their lives. That is what's big about this song, and
Sure.
440 children singing
Yeah.
Groot JA,
Exactly. That's
Anyway,
big.
so that's the song, and then obviously,
Exactly.
I mean,
It is big. And for those who don't understand Afrikaans,
Yeah.
Groot JA literally means a big yes.
big yes.
Big yes.
Big yes.
So
Yeah.
come on, this is
Yeah.
amazing.
And I'll tell you, the Groot JA is about, obviously, I mean, we all have gone through so much over the last 3 years.
Especially
2
local
years.
artists.
Yeah,
You guys have been
artists as
through
well,
so much.
But I mean, everybody, just
Yeah,
people
true.
have, I mean, COVID and everything, the result of it, and people are still feeling the effects of it. I mean, it's just, we'll probably know in like 10, 15, 20 years exactly what the impact of this was, COVID was. So obviously I was also going through my things, and it took me a while to realize, just maybe I was actually depressed. Maybe I actually went through a little bit of a depression, But I mean, I was going through my uncertainty, and I was going through my personal sort of, doubts and what the heck is going on? Where's God? Just like everybody else, although I was singing, "Oh, God is awesome," and nobody like Jesus, and we all get to a place where we're like, wait a minute, like Job, God, what's happening? Are you still here? And that's where I found myself going through that, and then one day I just heard God, because then also you feel like, is God still there? Does you're doubting yourself? Am I still accepted by God? Am I? And really, one day I just it feels to me like one day I just felt God saying to me, I'm still here,
Brilliant.
and there's still a yes. While I was thinking whether there was the when God thinks of me, does he think of me in terms of yes, in terms of no, in terms of maybe, in terms of, if you do that and that, then I will. No, that's not how God thinks of us. And I know for me personally, when in that moment, it felt to me like God was saying to me, when I think of you in terms of yes and yeses. I don't think in terms of no's. I think in terms, maybe not now, but not no.
Yeah.
When I think of you, I think yes.
Mm.
And for me, that was such a revelation, and it just helped me to understand that there's a groot ja op my lewe. There's a yes, and that's what God said to me. There's a yes on your life. So stand up, dust yourself off, and go out now and go and tell others.
Yeah.
That there's a yes on their lives.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a lot.
No, I love it.
No,
I love it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's what it's about, because we want to hear the story. And thank you for unpacking that a bit for us. And I remember a poster that my oldest brother had on his bedroom wall growing up. And it was the statement, quitters never win, and winners never quit.
Right. Yeah.
And it's, it's just a small thing, but it is actually a big thing. And it's about that.
Yeah.
You will trip up, you will fall, but it's about getting up.
It's about getting up. Many believers, we onze staanspoor, soos hulle sê, is, when we stand up from our goal point, our starting point. For many of us, we think our starting point is, okay, if I do this and if I do that, then God will accept me.
Yeah.
If I just still need to do this, and and God is saying, no, the starting point is yes.
I've already accepted you.
That's the starting
point.
You are
already loved.
Now, whatever you do from that vantage and starting point that I'm already accepted. Now I'm doing these things, and I'm doing what I'm doing because I'm accepted. Because I'm already loved by God. Yeah. God doesn't work like we in our world, where it's conditional to the point where you have to first do this.
That's it.
God is saying, no.
Yeah.
Before the foundation of the earth, I chose you.
Yeah.
So by the time you get realization and understanding of where you are already chosen. You have been chosen. So now you do what you do. You go out and you love people, go to church, pay your tithe, or don't pay your, whatever you do, but you do it from a place of, I'm chosen.
That's it.
There's already a yes on my life.
Sure.
Doesn't matter how many people have said no to you. And it also doesn't matter how many times they have said no to you. One yes from God will cancel out no's that happened in your generation before you. No's that happened with your grandma and your grandpa. God is saying, I can cancel my one yes in this generation if you will accept it. That's the thing. If you will accept the yes, it can cancel out generations of no's and no's. It doesn't matter who said no to your oma grootjie 500 jaar geleden.
Yeah.
You today, if you accept this yes, I'll cancel all those no's. Yeah. And it was from that place that I wrote the song.
Sure.
Beautiful.
And I love the fact that it was from a place of not, you had this wonderful revelation about somebody else's teaching. It was God personally coming to you, meeting you in that space of self-doubt, uncertainty, questioning, and saying, God, where are you? How does this work? How do we make sense of what's going on in our world?
Yes.
And so that makes it even more real.
Yeah,
hey?
It makes it more real. And that's the only way to do it. I mean, I grew up in church all my life. When I opened my eyes, I was in the Sunday school singing Elvis Presley. The 3 Steps to Heaven is very simple. All I know in my life was church. I mean, literally. Yeah. I mean, church, and it's a beautiful thing. But you would think that for all that church, you would think that you would never question God. And there's also been this connotation, and this almost unspoken rule that you don't question God. That's nonsense. God is not intimidated by our questions.
Exactly.
If anything, God wants us to ask, because he's ready with an answer. In fact, not that he's ready with an answer, he is the answer.
Exactly.
So if you have any questions, and if you're going to ask anybody, ask the answer.
That's it.
So anyway,
sure.
I'm too excited.
No, it's good that you're so excited. Now, this is a song where you collaborated with King's College and all these young children singing. Tell us about that quickly.
Sure. Yeah. How much time do I have?
You got 2 minutes.
2 minutes to tell that story. Okay, so a friend of mine, CJ. You guys know CJ.
Yeah, we
the
love
rapper,
CJ.
You know,
Yeah.
so
Awesome.
CJ is from Jeffries, and he invited me to come because he's got a ministry there. So he invited me to come. By the way, when he asked me to come, was the first time that I said yes to anybody in like maybe a year. Because I haven't done anything.
I was going to say,
yeah.
like literally 2 days before Sher contacted me, your manager, I was saying to my colleagues, like, I haven't heard from Neville D in a long time. What's going up here? So
I've been off social media.
Yeah,
like
been
literally off social media.
Underground.
No Facebook, no Instagram, no Twitter, no nothing. Just you know what I was doing? People ask me what
do you do?
I was literally walking every day.
Oh,
every day,
brilliant.
sometimes for 2 hours, sometimes for 4 hours. That was the thing that kept me sane.
Okay.
You know, walking and praying.
Yes.
You know, and saying no to invitations. I wasn't doing any shows. I was just finding myself. And also I didn't have an appetite for singing or for nothing.
Exactly.
And so when CJ calls me, the first, by the way, it was Cher. Cher called me and said, hey, CJ's trying to get hold of you because nobody had my number. I changed my number. Nobody could find me. Cher calls me to say, CJ is looking for you. Must I give him your number? I said, and I say yes. For the first time, I'm saying yes. But what was happening was God was changing. So die Afrikaanse man sê, was omswaai. God is besig om te swaai. You know, and I didn't even know. You know, I like CJ. He's my friend. I love him. You know, and I said yes. But in the meantime, that was God. That was God starting with a series of yeses from there onwards. So I get to Jeffreys Bay for what I think was something different. And I meet my friend, my good friend now, Johan Vos, who is what do you call it? Is it the CEO of the NPO, of the NGO? I don't know what you call it.
Something like that.
He's the boss.
He's the big boss.
He's the boss. He's the big boss. I get to meet Johan from Victory for All, of which King's College is the primary school of the organization. They've got preschools, they've got foster homes, they've got a primary school, but skrik for nix.
Wow.
And I meet Johan for coffee. And that's the best meeting.
That is the best.
You meet him for the first time, and immediately when we met each other, we felt like there was a vibe. You know, there was something maybe potentially and so on, but we were still checking each other out. And like they say, the rest is history. I mean, I stayed over in Jeffreys Bay for another week, and he showed me what he was doing. I fell in love with what they were doing, and I said, "There's absolutely no way that you can do all this great stuff for these beautiful kids, and I not be a part of it." And I just there and then decided that. So I'm saying yes for stuff that I don't even know why I'm saying yes, you know. And that's how the collaboration started, you know. And I fell in love with what they're doing, and I just want to be a part of it, man.
Beautiful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the brand new single from Neville D.